the South Sudan government was kind of bullied into accepting these other criminals. And there's nothing that they are to gain from it.
Welcome to Jimosi podcast. So this week, 8 violent criminals were deported from US to South Sudan, Juba. And out of 8, only one of them was a South Sudanese. The rest were from other part of the world. And some were even like from Mexico,
There's
Vietnam.
one from Mexico, 2 from Vietnam, 2 from Burma, 1 from Laos, Laos, and a South Sudanese. There's also a Cuban, 2 Cubans. So 2 Cubans, 1 Laos, 2 Vietnamese, 2 Burmas, and a South Sudanese.
Yeah, that's really weird because when you look at Mexico and Cuba, those countries are so near to US. Why waste some of the fuel or some of logistic to take them all the way to Africa? Why didn't they just take them?
Most likely their countries refused them, right? Because we've seen a lot of these Western countries refusing their citizens who are deported as criminals from the USA. Because they say either they are residents of the US or probably they got citizenship of the US. But because they are now criminals, the US is trying to get rid of them. Yeah.
Yeah, that maybe like when they try to do it officially, that's where like some countries refuse to take them. But I don't know if you remember, there was a country, was it Colombia or what, that refused to take back their country, their citizen, and there were sanctions were imposed on the, not sanction, tariffs at 50%, and that one was going to cause the country a big losses. So they had to, I don't know, they had to withdraw their statement and then they still accept their citizen. So do you think the 7 individuals, because the 8 one was a South Sudanese, do you think the 7 of them were deported to Juba by mistake?
No, it's not by mistake. Because a while back, I came across a statement by I think the Deputy Secretary of States, the Department of States in the US. He's called Marco Rubio. He was saying that the USA is determined to get rid of all the criminals. And it's like, based on their statement, they don't really care where they are taking these criminals, so long as they are getting them out of the US. Yeah. So it's not a coincidence, it's not a mistake. It was very intentional on the part of the US government. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so to me, I would say it was not a mistake because the reason as to why is that these people went through the court and a competent judge sat, looked through their case and determined that the right action was for them to go to South Sudan.
Is it to go to South Sudan or to be deported?
To be deported.
How does a competent judge say that Vietnamese, Cubans, Burmas, and somebody from Laos, now Mexico, should be taken to South Sudan? Like, even if you look at their skin color, they are typical white.
But if
like
the case,
Latinos.
if it comes with some case facts, take for example, like maybe the first attempt was to take them to their respective countries and then they refuse. Now when it is brought to the judge, they are told that, yeah, we know these people are not from South Sudan, but this is what their countries have said. So as a US, we have decided this is a directive either from ICE or from President Trump saying that we have decided if the country have refused, we have decided to take them to any country of our choice. And in this case, it's South Sudan. It's South Sudan that we're going to take them. And we have decided that we're going to take them to South Sudan.
Okay,
and then
so
the judge have to work with those case facts, right?
Yeah, but how does South Sudan come in? Like, do you think there's any benefit South Sudan is getting out of this deal?
I will. For me, like I would say, There were some countries, I don't know why I keep forgetting the name of a country, that had an actual agreement with the government of US.
That's Rwanda.
It is, no, leave about Rwanda. It is in the one that I saw myself.
Yeah.
It's in South America.
Okay.
Maybe Colombia. If not Colombia, I will remember the name. But that country had an arrangement and they accepted to take some of the prisoners in the US, plus those one that President Trump is trying to get rid of, bring them to our country.
Is it Guatemala?
No, it's not. Okay. Bring them to our country. We have prison space, and there was financial package that was coming with it. Okay. So for the South Sudan, our government is not always open to us. So if there's a financial package, maybe a small send off, then it's going to is the president and his men that know what has come in
pockets.
Yes. And the country already have a lot of issues, right? So if they have a small money, even if it is 100K, it can help take care of the fuels for the meantime. So I will not rule out any kind of arrangement with the government in terms of the financial package. I will not rule it out, but I don't have any evidence to say that there was one.
Okay, personally, I don't think there's any financial package coming with these criminals being deported to South Sudan. Simply because somewhere around March or April, there was this Congolese guy who was deported to South Sudan. And the South Sudan government retaliated by deporting the person back to the US, saying that this is not our citizen. And the person was interviewed live on camera, and he said he's a Congolese. And that it seems there was some mix-up because there's a South Sudanese who was supposed to be deported around mid-May of this year. So that person, when he came back, when he was deported back to the US government retaliated by canceling all the visas being issued to South Sudanese and revoking all the visas that had been issued to South Sudanese citizens and passport holders. And that kind of ended up pushing the government of South Sudan into accepting that Congolese back. And he was sent back to South Sudan around April 9th. So with that case and how it ended up playing out, I believe the South Sudan government was kind of bullied into accepting these other criminals. And there's nothing that they are to gain from it. And the government doesn't want to make another mistake. Like one person cost them all the visas being cancelled. And like as a third world country, you would not want to mess with the US, right? Because they have everything to gain and you have everything to lose. So that's my take. And also I came across an article by iRadio whereby Edmond Yakani, who's the current president of SEPO, he's an activist. It's like an activist organization and civil society something. He said that if the government had been given a package, then they have to be transparent about it. What is it that the South Sudan is gaining from this kind of deal? And why did they accept criminals from the US whose origin is other countries? Except for that one South Sudanese, like 7 individuals from various countries across the world. Why are their countries refusing them? And why did South Sudan accept them? And mark you, most of these criminals were charged of first or second degree murder or both, and others of robbery with violence. We're going to put the screenshot of their criminal background charges and their names, plus their countries of origin in the video. Yeah. So South Sudan is not gaining anything from it, but like you can't fight a losing battle, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it is really crazy. But like when you mentioned last year around April, or was it this year around April? When visas were being cancelled. Can you make a guess 2 government officials that were not affected by that visa cancellation? One of them is a vice president.
Benjamin Bolmer.
And another one is a minister.
Minister? Michael McQuilwet.
Yes.
Michael McQuilwet and Benjamin Bolmel have been sanctioned by the US, so
yes.
they cannot even
Yeah,
go
so
to
there's
the
no way
US.
of them even getting any visa. So they had
Yeah.
nothing to be cancelled.
There's
They're like,
nothing to
what
lose.
the heck? It's not like we're going to die. Yeah. So those two officials, they have already been sanctioned, so they were not affected in any way.
Yeah.
But like sometimes you have to make some calculation move, right?
Mm-hmm.
If we rejected one person and the repercussion that came with it were that high, like cancellation
like
of
all South
visas.
Sudanese.
And see, some of the people that were mostly affected. There's this guy that was selected into the NBA.
The guy that was recently drafted. It's called Kaman Malwach, I think.
His visa was being affected.
Okay.
And other more South Sudanese. If you compare them with just one
Like
Congolese,
international students.
what is it going to cause us as a Congolese being deported to South Sudan? Nothing, right? So you have to look at a greater impact of what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And South Sudanese government accepting the Congolese back was the right thing. And if I were to ask you a question, do you think the Congolese is in South Sudan right now?
I don't think so. No, Congo and South Sudan kind of are bordering each other. Or they are very close. So you can just take a few days of traveling on the bus by the road and then you go to your country.
Yeah, so he found his way back to Congo.
Yeah.
So look at the
most likely found his way back.
But
we don't know even.
Yeah, high chance that this guy is in
Naweza kuwa
Congo.
alirushwa Blue House. You don't know.
To do what with them? There's something you just look at them like, well, you go to your country. If your country is going to jail you, it's up to them. And vitu zingine are so easy to deal with. You just accept them once they are here. You now come tell the Vietnamese government, here's your citizen, he's in South Sudan.
Kama US and Vietnam could not agree, why would you even think the South Sudan government would have the voice to tell Vietnam government?
The reason as to why those governments were not accepting it, some of them feel that the US is bullying people.
Yes.
And if it is a request from South Sudan, then they will let him come and deal with him. Or even if they refuse the request of South Sudan to let them take back their citizen, South Sudan can just tell the guy, take him to the border. But which border will they take him to? And tell him, you have two options. Find your way out to Vietnam. I feel like these people, South Sudan is not going to. They might put them for some time just to show that they were doing something, but they might just say, man, if you want to go back to your country, find your way out and go.
But then it's tricky because how do you find your way out? You have been a criminal, you had been charged and imprisoned. Some even had life sentence on them. So you've never worked for ages. Then now you are told to find your way to your country. How are you going to get a means of transport? And it's not like Congo where you can just hop into a bus and go to your country. But crossing different continents, oceans.
Yeah. Unless they have some contact with the... But nowadays it's easy to get in contact with relatives and friends because social media.
Yeah.
You just have to remember the name of a person that you used to know on social media. Go in, ask for somebody, can you please give me
get me a plane ticket.
Or give me your phone so that I can text someone. Or they go to a cyber, they log into their Facebook account, they text someone, I've been deported to South Sudan. South Sudanese are willing to let me go. If I can get a flight ticket, can I find my way out to somewhere else? And they can easily get back to where they want to go.
It's tricky.
But what do you think was the ground that South Sudan was selected as a country to take the other 7?
Mainly bullying, because based on the interaction between the US and South Sudan on that Congolese guy's case, I'm very sure that kind of opened their eyes. And you'll not be surprised to see that these are not the only criminals being deported to South Sudan. There might be more on the way. Yeah, because based on what the US Department of States is saying, they want to get rid of all the criminals in the US, mostly those who are like external citizens or people whose origin is from other countries apart from the US, and they don't care like where they take you. Their main goal is to get rid of you. So if they've already found countries that are willing, let's say for example, Rwanda kind of was in the talks with the US for some financial packages to take some of these deportees to Rwanda, then they would do that. But for some countries like South Sudan, I highly doubt that there's any financial package that is coming along with these criminals being deported to South Sudan. It's kind of bullying your way into making sure that these people are out of your country.
Yeah. So I feel the reason why South Sudan was selected as a country to take them to or to deported them to is because of one person being a South Sudanese.
Okay.
And maybe these 8 individuals were there and the US was reaching to each government and asking them, here's your citizen, are you taking them? No. Are you taking them? No. And then they call Juba and then they say, here's your citizen. Are you going to take them? They say, yes, bring our citizen, man. We're not going to do this fight again. And that was the basis of, and then they say, okay, we have 7 others who have been refused by their countries. Can you please take them also? And maybe the person that was called or the letter that they received was a little bit threatening, right? So they say, yeah, bring them, we'll come and deal with them. Let them come with our guy. And then they brought them there. So I think that was the ground.
The thing is, these people were not arrested by ICE on the same day. It's on different days between February and May.
But people are not arrested and taken and deported the same day, right? Or being processed the same day.
Yeah, but like based on their raids, right? They capture a lot of people at once. Or like on the same day, they would catch a lot of people.
And then they take them to custody.
Yes, I'm very sure there are other South Sudanese in that custody. So why didn't they just filter out South Sudanese and
then they schedule your court date. So if the court date for one of our South Sudanese came up with the court date of these other guys, that's where I'm seeing the basis coming from.
Okay.
And what was our guy charged with, the South Sudanese?
The South Sudanese.
What are we doing in America?
It's actually called Diane Peter Domach. This one sounds
it's
like
a funny name. It's a funny name.
Okay. So he was arrested by ICE on May 8th, 2024, convicted of robbery and possession of a firearm, and possession of burglars' tools, possession of defaced firearm, and driving under the influence. Inaitwa DUI.
Hey, if all these things were true, then our guy was not living the better life. You can't be doing all these things.
Yeah.
You are driving under the influence of alcohol.
Drugs, alcohol.
Or any other type of drugs.
Any substance.
You have a firearms. You have so many things ongoing.
And robbery too.
Yes. If they were all true, then yeah. Let him change the environment. And
I would say they were true. Because here in the West, as much as people try to make it seem like racism, racial profiling, and this, I know they are true, they do happen. But then in most cases, some of these, like for you to be charged and convicted of those, there must be some reasonable, like you have to prove beyond reasonable doubt with adequate evidence, right? When you're taken to court. So like in this case, I don't really think ni kuekelewa. And you've seen maybe a lot of people, mostly in our community, like people are not that present, the parents, because people don't have enough education by the time they come here. So they kind of work minimum wage, which is quite tiring, and you have to do a couple of jobs for you to afford the basic needs, right? So that means both the husband and wife have to be working for you to afford to raise your family. And in most cases, they are very large families. So children end up wakipotelea hapo in between because no one is taking proper care of them. Ile story ya, you are taking them to activities, school activities, monitoring their progress and all that. In most cases, we don't have that luxury because you're chasing the American dream, the Australian or Canadian dream.
Yeah, man, it's really crazy. And let me stick with the topic. I
And
wanted
you
to go
don't
out
have
of the
like
topic.
grandparents to
To
look
take care
after
of the
your
kids.
after
Why?
retirement.
Yeah, and you want your kid to be raised by society or by themselves. Kids are going to develop their own things, and that's why our kids are not upright nowadays.
Yeah.
But we have so many bills to pay. But sometimes people will say, why do you have so many bills? Why don't you just stick with what you can manage? No, all of them are basic necessities. You can't leave any of them out. And you try like to stay afloat. That's why you ended up doing all these kind of things. It's crazy. But do you think South Sudan is becoming a dumping ground for the criminals?
This is only the beginning, right? Because there was no sort of opposition to this move of taking the 7 criminals to South Sudan. Let's leave the South Sudanese being deported to the country. So if the government did not even put out any statement like they did with the Congolese guy, then it's kind of they are accepting those consequences because they don't want to suffer greater loss by trying to go head on head with the US. So you just, this is what the US is saying, fine, let them come. We have Blue House, Sijin Kober, or they'll come and see what to do. You cross the bridge when you get there.
Yeah, it's really crazy. And I was wondering if you think that South Sudan has good prisons now that these guys have been taken there.
No. I'm very sure the prisons in the US would seem like luxury once they land into Blue House. First of all, something to eat will be very hard. And then the environment is totally different. Probably lack of electricity. In the Western world, you can watch TV. There's Wi-Fi and all that.
They even have their bed and mattress.
And then now you are taken somewhere where you have to shit in the cell and sleep in it.
I'm telling these guys they're going to regret why they committed those crimes in US because in South Sudan, in their prisons, what they call prisons, there are no mattresses. People sleep on ground. And even sometimes you have to sleep while sitting. And those places
packed, right?
And most of the time these people are not committed enough to let the prisoners even clean where they sleep every day. So sometimes you find that you guys are sleeping in a dirty place.
And I heard there was some prison where, is it called something like Nomge or something, where you could just stay like in those container house. Hakuna madirisha, there's no like fresh ventilation. Hakuna free
air
circulation.
Yeah.
And then in that hot weather, unashinda hapo ndani.
So
the conditions are very harsh.
So these people are going to regret what they did because all the people that I've seen that went to the jail and came back or went to prison in South Sudan, they always come back while wamekonda sana, they have lost a lot of weight. Because there's no enough feeding. And like the other day, in some of the articles that we read, that in Tambura, the supply of the prison, of their food has stopped supplying the food. And these people have to go and work on other people's farms to get something to eat.
Because the government was not paying
the supplier. Now these guys are moving from where they are told, make a line.
3 meals a day.
Go to the gym. People even have gym. People have books to read.
Oh, wow.
These guys are going to lose a lot of weight.
Yeah, you say that.
Oh, they will regret that one. So,
Well,
like,
choices have consequences, right?
and I think if they stay in those prisons for at least 1 year or 2 years, if something was to happen magically for them to go back to US, they will not commit crime again because they will see what is possible to be done. They can be taken back to where they even almost lost their life in prison.
Yeah, but you know the issue with these things, like committing a crime in these Western countries, is that it remains on records. So whatever you do, even reintegrating into the community becomes a big issue. So that's why you find that most criminals get back into committing crimes after being released from the prison, right?
Yes.
Because no one is willing to hire you. People will start doing criminal background check, and then if they find you were charged of murder, no one wants to work with
This
a
guy is
murderer.
going to murder somebody in this
Yeah.
company.
Or like robbery with violence. It would seem like with slightest provocation, you can easily commit a crime, right?
Yeah.
So they don't want that kind of connotation attached to their companies.
Company. Yeah.
So that's why you find a lot of them become homeless once they get out. And then they end up committing a crime again because the conditions of living as a homeless person are very bad, especially given the weather condition of these countries. It's either too hot in summer or extremely cold in winter. Yeah. So it's tricky.
Yeah, it's tricky. Once you commit crime here, my friend, if it was possible for one to fly out once you commit crime, I recommend that, especially for those that come from South Sudan, you just leave that country. Because nobody is even willing to rent you an apartment. And if you came alone, you have no family to go back to. Because even landlords are doing background check.
Yes.
They want to know where were you living before. And if they found out that you lied, they're going to cancel your lease after some time. So it just make life harder.
Yeah.
Yeah. But do you think
Just
this...
stay out of crime.
Do you think these individuals are going to continue with the criminal activities if they were to be released by the Juba government? Once they arrive, they say, this is Juba, man, find something to do.
I don't think so. But like it depends, right? If you're released from prison and you don't have, like let's say for those foreigners, they don't have any relatives there. And I don't think we have a lot of Vietnamese or these other foreign Asians in South Sudan in large numbers. It's going to be tricky for them to kind of integrate and find somewhere to live, get something to do. Unless if you have some skills like, let's say, plumbing, these trades, electrical engineering and stuff, then you can try and work your way around.
Yeah,
But Bure, it's tricky.
But the thing is, you don't commit a crime in a new environment, because first of all, if you commit that, where will you go? You don't know the rules, right?
Yeah.
So there are low chances of this. Maybe a South Sudanese one can go continue because maybe some people will show him around. But the seven,
most likely are gonna relatives.
Yeah, the 7 foreigners, I don't think if they will do that, because you have to know where to escape if you are going to commit that. And if you are new in a country, you don't know anybody. Do you want to commit another crime and be arrested?
And you go back to Blue House.
Yeah.
Or Sijin Kober.
But they can start their life. The thing is, our country, our people are very hospitable people. If you just say, give me somewhere to be sleeping, you can be easily be given. And then because they are coming from US where people work, they can even be going to this small hotel and tell them, because it's a restaurant, right?
Yeah.
You just tell them, can you give me even to wash dishes and get something to eat?
Yeah, or you go fetch water.
And with time, they'll start knowing other people. And they can rebuild their life.
That's true.
Yeah.
Like, especially if it's someone who had worked before. In the Western world, then you can always
find
do something. Yeah.
Yeah, because
at least you are exposed and you don't really choose any type of job. Whatever is available for you to earn a living, you go for it.
Yeah. And then change of environment too is going to prevent them. Like I said before, you have to know your environment, right? And then also the grouping. Some of these people commit crime because of the group that they belong to. Now you have been uprooted from that group. You are not in contact with them. Who are you going to commit crime with?
Nobody.
And you'll be thinking some third world countries, people do more justice.
Yeah.
And say, if I do this, they might kill me right now with no prison, nobody calling police. So, hey, whatever. Let the government do what it is doing. Dealing with US is a big issue right now. US is beating UK, it's beating Canada, it's beating Mexico. Literally everybody with tariff. Not with the criminal. So
unakataa kidogo hivi unapigwa faini yako kali 35%. Sijui 25%.
Brazil have been tariffed 50% by the US. So it make life harder because now your source of revenue is reduced, right? Because it's crazy.
Market forces. And then you cannot export or import things from their country.
Or start a new market. It's going really to be difficult because the way that the manufacturing is set up, is that you produce them knowing where they are going. But now with the cost going up, even the buyer might change the seller. So it's a lot of different things. Anyway, so that's it for Jimosi podcast. If you think the government should have let us know, or they should be more open.
How much are we getting?
Are we getting as the country? Then let us know in the comment section. Otherwise, you are not going to fight with the US. I feel bad for Salva Kiir and his government.
It's a losing battle. Road to 1,000 subscribers.
Yes.
Please consider subscribing, like the video, comment, and share.
All right.